Okay, so this is really juicy. The former Space Force commander who was recently fired has hinted very strongly that indeed Space Force has something to do with the ET presence. Before I get into it, please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and as I'm going through it, please comment below and let me know what you think about all this craziness. Okay, let's dive in. Let's see what the commander has to say in this interview from a few days ago.
No questions, Lieutenant Colonel. Now, you're part of Space Force. Where are these UFOs? Do they exist? Are they real? What can you tell us? Because that's what we really want to know.
Hey, that's a fun question. I was on Tucker several days ago. He asked me the same question. He was hoping for a really juicy Space Force story that I might have for him, and I told him, look, if I knew something related to my job about that, I probably wouldn't tell you. But I had my own experience in high school in the mountains of Tucson, and in fact saw something that I can only describe as a UFO, and I wasn't alone. There was someone else with me late at night when we...
Okay, so the Space Force commander completely dodges the question when asked about whether Space Force has something to do with UFOs. He says if he knew something, he wouldn't be able to tell them, and he doesn't tell them. So he does know something, so Space Force very likely has something to do with UFOs. And as soon as he dodges the question, he goes into a story confirming the existence of UFOs and that he has personally seen them in his off hours, so he's not violating any NDAs. So the host asked him if Space Force is connected to UFOs, if he knows anything about that. He completely dodges the question, says he wouldn't be able to answer it if he did know something. Obviously, if he didn't know anything, he would probably just come out and say, no, I don't know anything. Space Force has no connection to UFOs. He does not say that. He says if he knew something, he couldn't say. And he doesn't say. So, to me, that is a strong hint that indeed Space Force is connected to the UFO presence, to the visitors, whatever you want to call them. He doesn't reveal anything. He doesn't violate his NDA. But he does suggest very strongly that the Space Force does have something to do with ETs. He says, if I knew it, I couldn't say it, and he doesn't say it, and then immediately he goes into a personal story validating the presence of ETs on Earth. So what does this mean? Is this proof of anything? No, but it is very suggestive to me. Like many others, I've always wondered if Space Force has anything to do with the presence of non-human entities on Earth. What that is, I have no idea. What do you think? In the comments below, let me know what you think Space Force has to do with the visitors, quote unquote, the visitors. I mean, hell, they could have been here longer than we have. We could be the visitors, but it's a convenient shorthand. What do you think Space Force has to do with the visitors, if anything? Am I making a big deal out of nothing? Is he in fact denying that Space Force has anything to do with ETs? Or, like me, do you see this as a tacit admission that indeed Space Force does have something to do with the ET presence on Earth? I think that it is interesting to note what Brigadier General Hayim Eshed of Israel, a very high-level guy, very well-regarded. He believed that President Trump knew about the ETs and was going to disclose the ET presence here, but he was convinced that would cause a panic, and so people talked him out of it, basically. But he is the one that started Space Force. Did he start Space Force as a response to this knowledge? And is that what this former commander is saying or hinting at? And this is not a political thing. I don't want a bunch of political comments. This is just, somebody was president when this happened. It wouldn't matter what party it was. Harry Reid, a Democrat, is the one that got the ball rolling on ATIP. So this is a non-political thing. But anyway, just very fascinating. Let me know what you think. Is this as interesting to you as it is to me? Because I think this is really fascinating. As always, please like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Okay, until next time, Mystery Road out.